Hi everybody, this is Karen Thaxton from Marketing Words. Welcome to Top 12 Tips for Creating Amazon Product Listings that Outsell the Competition. I'm glad to have you here today for this live web training. We're going to take some time to go through information that will help you develop or tweak Amazon product pages so that you can get them to rank better and convert, make more sales more frequently. Vital information to have since we are in fourth quarter at the time of this webinar. You can look forward to walking away with a lot of tips and strategies. There is going to be a limited time replay, and we will send out email notifications about that as soon as we're able to get finished. This is a live webinar training, so as soon as we're able to get those edited and up online, an email will go out, so you'll watch your email for that if you want to watch the replay even after you've been in the live event. So welcome. In case we haven't been introduced before, my name is Karen Thaxton. I founded marketingwords.com in 1999. It's amazing to me that the company has been around for 18 years at this point, but it has. It has been a wild ride, I can tell you that. A little bit about me: I'm a certified landing page specialist, a DISC behavioral model graduate. I have developed 3 of the most popular courses for creating Amazon product listings that are available today. Worked with national brands such as Gorton's Seafood and David's Cookies, as well as over 1,700 Amazon sellers to date and growing daily. What we're going to talk about during our time together, and we'll probably be here an hour, maybe a little bit more, is how to create better copy, better text for your Amazon listings through understanding who that copy is actually supposed to connect with. Most people get this wrong. Titles, capturing attention and driving more traffic through your titles. Creating quick fire bullets that explain the features and benefits of your unique product. Going deeper, overcoming any hesitation in your audience and enticing them toward the sale with your descriptions. And ways to research and discover highly relevant and high volume search terms that can send qualified traffic to your Amazon pages instead of just arbitrary general traffic that may or may not convert. The secret sauce to this whole thing, and the one step that most sellers ignore, is absolutely vital. And I will tell you what that is in 1 second. Skipping this can absolutely cripple your listing sales and ranking. So although most people tend to think that it's a step you can skip, it really isn't, and I'll explain why. Tip number 1, and the most important tip, is to know your customers. If you don't know someone, it is extremely difficult to communicate with them or persuade them to do anything. And here's an example I love to use. With just a little bit of information that you've seen about me so far in the first few minutes that we've been here, 5 minutes that we've been together, do you think you could buy me a birthday card? Sure you could. Absolutely. You could probably go to the store, pick out a birthday card that had a big bunch of balloons on the front and said happy birthday, and you open it up and it would have some ordinary, very generic message like hope your day is as awesome as you are, or some other quip like that. You've bought me a birthday card. You've accomplished your goal. Am I going to remember the birthday card? Am I going to be impressed by it? No, probably not. And it's the same way when creating Amazon product listing copy for people that you know absolutely nothing about. Yes, you can create a product listing. You can write that copy. Is it going to be memorable? Is it going to entice them? Is it going to be important to them? No, probably not. It will just be very generic, like the birthday card that in our example you would purchase for someone you didn't know. So what do you do about it? Gather as much detail about your target customers as possible. Their gender, their income, their hobbies, stage of life. Are they in college? Have they just graduated? Maybe they're newly married. They're buying their first home, having their first baby. Any type of information you can gather about the customers that are going to buy these products you're selling on Amazon, the more personal, the more detailed your product listing copy can be, and that will make it more persuasive, more enticing, and better able to convert lookers into buyers. You can read your competitor reviews or your own reviews for your own products and take notes. What are some things that people keep repeating that are positive about your product? And the same with the negative, the not so good stuff. If you find that a lot of reviewers are harping on the same types of things, it fits like a glove. It's absolutely, the shirt is tailored to my body. It lays so well, or it didn't shrink when it washed. Every other shirt I've had has shrunk when it's washed. Those types of things, or negative things, that it did shrink when it was washed. Use that information to not only improve your product, but also improve your product listing itself. Visit the manufacturer's site. If you are not the actual manufacturer of the product, if you've private labeled it, or maybe you've created a bundle and you're writing a new product listing for the bundle, see if the manufacturer's website has reviews. See if it has additional details or background information that you can get access to that will help you create a better and more detailed product listing. Go to YouTube and do a search for products like you're trying to sell. Some things that you might possibly find related to it are reviews, uses, demos. If it's food related, you might find recipes or kitchen demos where people are actually cooking using the kitchen product to make the recipe. All of these things can be useful in your product listing. You specifically want to make a note of lifestyle situations because that's one of the easiest ways to personalize your copy and really make a strong emotional connection with the people who are looking at your product listings and trying to make a buying decision. All of the information in these bullets above can be used in your listing to overcome objections, to instill trust, and convert shoppers into paying customers. Tip number 2, shop on Amazon regularly. So many people sell on Amazon and they never go to Amazon as a customer. Even if you don't intend to purchase from Amazon, I suggest that at least once a day, if you think about buying something, I need a new desktop calculator. Even if you don't intend on purchasing from Amazon, if you know for a fact there's one on clearance sale down the street at the office supply store, go shop on Amazon and look for one anyway so you can experience it from the customer's point of view. You need to be able to see your listings and other listings in the same ways that customers do. You need to shop on your computer, on a smartphone, using both the browser in your smartphone and the Amazon app. You need to shop on a tablet using a browser and the Amazon app. And take a lot of notes about what you clicked, why you clicked it, which types of bullets enticed you while you were shopping for whatever it is you were looking for, and what caught your attention in the description. Because chances are, if you would be interested in those things, others will be too. So knowing what impresses you, paying attention to what causes you to take action will give you a good indication of what you can include in your own listings to cause other people to take action. Tip number 3, don't blindly follow the competition. This is another huge mistake that I see a lot of sellers making. because the misconception, the myth is, if they're the top rated product, if they have a low bestsellers rank, if this, if that, then all I need to do is copy what they're doing and I'll have the same success. And nothing could be further from the truth, because what you see on the surface of a listing, what's available for you to view on Amazon.com, can be extremely misleading. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The data on an Amazon page can easily be manipulated and artificially inflated through the bestsellers rank can be boosted temporarily. Reviews, yes, I know Amazon had the big crackdown. There's still tons of ways to get illegal reviews out there. Even #1 new seller, #1 bestseller banners, those can all be manipulated through driving temporary bursts of sales through artificial methods. Huge discounts, traded reviews, launching campaigns with a big boost of sales that then later fizzle out, running sponsored ads. Here's what happens a lot. Sellers have huge expenses with sponsored ads, so all of the profits that they're getting from the sales of their products, you know, they're number $5.79 in home and kitchen, but they're not making hardly any profit at all because they're spending it all on sponsored ads to maintain that 579 bestseller rank. Skewed on-page data. No matter what the price point is for a sale, whether it's $1 or $0, it still counts as a sale with Amazon. So all those coupon codes that people are using, sure, they're making sales and Amazon's giving them credit for that, which boosts their bestseller rank. Maybe they get a new seller #1 badge or something like that temporarily, but you can't stay in that mode forever. So as soon as they come out, then all of that fizzles away. If all you're looking at is what's on the surface of your competition because everything else is hidden from you, you can't see it, then you could be making some very poor decisions about what to include in your product listings instead of focusing on solid information that you can gain on your own. Let's talk about titles. Tip number 4 is to check title lengths, because titles don't show the same way on every spot of the Amazon platform. You have the Amazon website and they show in different ways on the Amazon website. You have mobile device phone and mobile device tablet, and they show at all sorts of different lengths. So my suggestion to you is to be sure that you have some sort of useful information, even if it's a word or two, within the first 35 characters, within the first 76 characters, and if you are in a category that allows for longer titles, the first 115 characters. And here's why. This is a screenshot of Amazon with the standard search results page. If someone went into the top box at Amazon, the search query box, and typed in omega-3 supplement, this is something that they might see. And you notice that this title on top has been cut off. There's an ellipsis, a ... This is showing around 115 characters. All of the information isn't here, so anything after this point, somebody would have to click on the title in order to go to the listing and read. So you want to be sure that you have information that's useful to the client in this first 115 characters. That's not so hard. 115 characters is a pretty good amount of space. But here's how it shows in a sponsored ad in the sidebar of Amazon. And you only get about 35 characters here. So we have omega-3 fish oil, triple strength, and then whatever that one is, everything else got cut off with an ellipsis. Down here you just have omega-3 fish oil pills, 180 count, and then that gets cut off. Of these two, which one do you think is more enticing? I personally think the one with triple strength is more enticing. This is simply omega-3 fish oil pills and how many there are. It doesn't tell me if they're organic, what the strength is, nothing. It's very generic. So if I were shopping for these and I saw these sponsored ads in the sidebar, chances are I would click this one first. This is in the Amazon mobile app using a smartphone, and you can see up here there's 76 characters showing before it gets cut off. And then this is the tablet view, and this same steamer basket that we had here with 76 characters, now you have 140 characters showing in the title if you view it on a tablet. So you can see that it greatly depends on where the customer is shopping, how they're shopping, what device they're shopping on, as to the way your titles are seen. Just because you write 140, 200 character titles doesn't mean it's going to get read all of the time. If we go back to this or this, if the beginning of your description, the beginning of your title doesn't give some sort of useful information, chances are your listing won't get clicked. Tip number 5. Do not simply shove keyword after keyword after keyword after keyword into your title. It does not cause you to rank higher on Amazon. It does, however, deflate the user friendliness of your title. It isn't helpful just to have crunchy dog treats, organic dog treats, chewy dog treats, yummy dog treats in a title. It doesn't tell anybody anything. Tip number 6, check your category style guide for the specific criteria you need when writing titles. If you don't know where the titles are, where the style guides are, you can go into Seller Central and simply search for style guides, or you can do inventory templates is also something else that you can search for that will bring all of those up, and you simply find the category or categories you're selling in and look at that. Amazon is constantly changing their criteria as far as titles go, and they really have some funky rules and regulations about these titles, these headlines. They contradict themselves constantly. I really wish they would get themselves together. And actually, here's a favor I would love for you to do if you have time, to send Seller Central this little note. Why are there different title character counts in Add a Product versus the style guide versus the flat file? This is very confusing. Can you please make them all match? Because people won't understand. Sellers frequently look at Add a Product, which tells them one criteria for the character count. They'll implement their listing and then get a notice back from Amazon that their product has been delisted because they were in violation of title character count rules. It gets really confusing. So pay attention to those so you lessen your chance of getting a nasty email from Amazon. So let's take a look at these. Speaking about useful information and what can be included, these all, the product pictures all look very similar. So take just a minute and look at these. The top one is number 1, the middle is number 2, the bottom is number 3. Which one would you click on first? You can put your answer in the questions box. Once you read these titles, I'm interested to see your opinion. Not to say that you wouldn't eventually click on the other 2 out of curiosity, but which one would you click on first? Most people, yep, top, number 1, top, first one, yep. Most people are saying the first one. I agree. I agree. This is the brand name. I guess that's One Nice. Lightweight outdoor travel, camping, multifunctional hammock with hanging rope and carabiners, blue-gray. It gives the most information, I believe. It's useful to the shopper. This one, Golden Eagle is that brand name, portable camping parachute silk single hammock, premium quality. It doesn't really say a lot, and premium quality is such an overused statement these days that it really doesn't carry any weight. What does premium quality mean? You know, that it doesn't mean anything. This one at the bottom just does not have enough information to encourage me to click into the listing to get more detail. This one is a not so good title. This listing had a lot of trouble. First of all, spring clearance sale exclamation point is not allowed in titles. Amazon does a poor job of policing their own policies, I'll give you that. But statements like this are not allowed in titles. VitaBliss cheese grater, best box grater for cheese and vegetable, ginger. It makes very little sense. To me, it comes across as though someone who does not have English as their native language wrote this. If you are a seller from another country, please have someone proofread your listings before you put them up, because you can end up with typos in valuable keywords that otherwise would have produced, but because it was spelled wrong or something like that, it doesn't count for you. So this is not a very good title. It's choppy, it doesn't make a lot of sense, it's also repetitive. This one is one of those that I was talking about before when I said do not just simply shove keyword after keyword. Ella Giant, I guess, is the brand. Nylon hammock, hanging, mesh net, sleeping bed, swing, outdoor camping, picnic, travel. Really? That doesn't do anything for me at all. It's confusing, and it isn't helping with search results either. Here are a couple of good titles that I found while I was still looking for hammock examples. Double camping hammock with tree straps and carabiners. Lightweight, portable, parachute nylon for backpacking. Yes, it got cut off, and that's okay, but the information that's visible is still useful. If someone were to only look at the first few words of this, you get double camping hammock. Not just a single one, a double one. So double is important information. That would work well for a sidebar sponsored ad. For the longer title, with about 76 characters or so, double camping hammock with tree straps. Carabiners may fit, may not. So that's still valuable. And the same with the one below from Balance From. Lightweight portable nylon parachute hammock with 2 hammock tree straps and carrying case. So with all the different lengths of titles and all the different ways they show up, shoppers should still get information that they could use and might cause them to click through for further information. Moving on to feature bullets, I want to give you some tips for these while you're here. Tip number 7, write strong bullets. When I say strong bullets, I don't mean hype-filled or spammy. I mean full of useful information and enticing language. Don't write vague statements. Don't just fill it up with the perfect gift for everyone on your shopping list, which is probably not true. No gift is the perfect gift for everybody. You want to be specific and include those product features and attributes that would be important to shoppers. Actually include features and benefits. Some people want to use a couple of their bullets to talk about the sale they're having, or the fact that they have lots of reviews, or they want to fill it full of hype and spammy language. None of that is allowed in Amazon's perfect world. Anything that you have to say about a sale or a promotion should go in the promotion section. The number of reviews should not be mentioned. People can click up at the top of the page and see the number of reviews. So if there's a separate section for it on the page, Amazon doesn't want it included in your feature bullets or in your description. I use the so what method to come up with features and benefits. So for example, if the feature, the physical attribute of a desktop calculator is that it has a backlit LED display, then I ask the question, so what? Why would I care about a calculator that has a backlit LED display? And the reason is because you can use it in dim lighting or when there's very little lighting. And some people do that if they're in dimly lit offices, if they're in restaurants, if they're in other areas where there's not a lot of natural light or artificial light. This has a backlit display, sort of like a backlit display on a laptop computer keyboard. So it makes it easier to see. And that gives you the feature, which is the backlit LED display, along with the benefit, being able to use it in any type of lighting. The length of bullets is something that's a bit controversial. Amazon really does not give a lot of direction or a lot of specification when it comes to the length of bullets in the different categories. Sometimes they might suggest that the recommended limit is 80 characters or less or something along those lines. Just like with the title information, the length of the bullets is changed frequently in Add a Product. Sometimes you'll see that it says 100 characters. Other times you might see that it says 500 characters. This is not Amazon's recommendation for you. I'll repeat that. The character limit is not Amazon's recommended size for each bullet point. It's simply how many characters that field will hold. We never ever recommend doing 500 character bullets. It's simply too much information. If you look at it on a mobile phone, that's a massive amount. You only get to see the first 3 bullets on a mobile phone without clicking, and you have to scroll for screen after screen after screen when you have 500 character bullets, and it's all just a screen full of words. It's not easy to read. It isn't much better on a desktop because it ends up being this huge block of text. Our preference at Marketing Words is between 150 to 200 characters unless you have a strict limit for whatever category you're selling in. You know, if your category says 100 or less, then do that. 150 to 200 characters allows you to have enough information to write enticing bullets and include some keywords without going overboard, and it's still easy. It's short enough so that it's easy for your customers to read. Number 8. Tip number 8, appeal to your customers. So often, people who want to write Amazon product listings sit down and begin to write about the product, but it's really not all about the product. It's about the person sitting there with a credit card who wants to purchase if you can just tell them what they need to hear about your product. You can overcome objections in your bullets. If other types or models of the product that you have experienced issues and you've seen that in other people's reviews or you've read articles online about it or what have you, like the fidget spinners, that everybody went crazy over fidget spinners and then you started seeing things in the news about them exploding. If that's the case, you can explain why yours is different or better or safer or whatever the case may be and overcome objections, and that will connect with your customers. Those lifestyle uses that we talked about earlier, incorporate those into bullets to make them more personal. So instead of just saying you can use this silicone chopping mat and ergonomic handled chef's knife to create wonderful meals for your family, which is pretty generic copy. Doesn't say much. You can talk about the fact that when you're making French onion soup, you can chop all the onions you need without your wrist getting tired because of this ergonomically fitted handle. You can chop every vegetable you need for authentic Chinese stir fry without dulling your blade because you're using this brand new type of silicone chopping mat or something to that effect. But the more detailed and personal you can make those bullets, the more you'll appeal to customers, and they'll go, wow, if I can chop enough vegetables for stir fry or enough onions for French onion soup for my entire family and my wrist won't get tired, that's pretty cool. Address your audience by segment. Now, perhaps you're selling athletic shoes. What you may do at some point is talk to people who are purchasing athletic shoes because they are, in fact, athletes. They have special needs. They're in these shoes a lot. They need shoes that will work in competitions and whatnot. But those are not the only people that buy athletic shoes. Right now, sporty styles with yoga pants or leggings and whatnot are really cute style look for women, and they're buying them for a fashion statement. You have nurses and other medical practitioners that buy them to wear on the job. You have older folks that have issues with their feet that find athletic shoes extremely comfortable. So you have a wide range of segments in your target audience. And you could perhaps create one or two bullets to speak specifically to the biggest segments that you have. And of course, later on we'll talk about descriptions where you can include information there as well. But don't think that everybody always will use your product for the same reasons or in the same ways. Sometimes that's true, but not all the time. Here's a good example of some strong bullets, information filled, that give good detail to customers. Free recipe book and how-to videos will make a kitchen rock star who whips up fun and tasty vegetables, desserts, and garnishes everyone will love, even the kids. You'll love how easy it is to use. Ultra sharp blade, easily juliennes, peels, shreds, shaves, and slices for professional results on cheeses, fruits, veggies, chocolate, and more. Oh, they left the E off of more. Dual purpose tool gives gourmet quality results whether you're peeling potatoes and carrots, making cucumber ribbons, or slicing julienne vegetables on the fly. Great for all of these things, paleo, vegan, etc. So you see how much detail is in here and how specific they get about the uses of this vegetable peeler. Here's one for an extra virgin olive oil and balsamic vinegar duo, sustainably California grown, certified extra virgin olive oil made from hand-picked olives and hand bottled for freshness and optimal flavor. Imported from Italy and aged over 18 years, making it thick and sweet in flavor. You can see how detailed they are. And it goes on to talk about it. This bullet I don't care for. Perfect gift for any occasion. That's simply not true. Everybody is not going to appreciate an olive oil and balsamic vinegar duo. So this is generic, lazy language is what I call it. They could have come up with something for this bullet that was much more detailed and information filled. And here's one. Everybody says, well, these are all very unique products. Here's a plain old outdoor white thermometer, but look at the detail and how well these are written. This 9.125-inch analog patio thermometer and hygrometer add classic style and trustworthy temperature and humidity readings to your outdoor space. The low-profile body houses bold, easy-to-read graphics that indicate temperatures along the Fahrenheit and Celsius scales as well as humidity percentages. Quality UV fade resistant graphics withstand the harsh, typo there too, get your stuff proofread, the harshness of the outdoor elements, shatter and weather resistant, built to last. You get the idea. So even an ordinary plastic thermometer can include a lot of detail that would encourage people to make a buying decision in your favor. Remember that shredder? We saw the title. Well, the bullets are not much better. Super sharp and extra long stainless steel blades quickly grate hard cheeses like Parmesan, even root vegetables like carrots and potatoes. Here we go. Spend more time cooking your healthy meals. I understand what they're trying to say, but again, it's not coming out right. You never want to tell people that you're going to cause them to spend more time cooking the meals. Everybody wants to do things faster and quicker and easier. So this should not be in here. Compact design, the removable, see, this is also a contradiction. Extra long blades, but it has a compact design. The removable rubber base prevents the grater from slipping from the surface, making cleaning the box grater easier. This skinny gadget is a perfect solution for small drawers. Skinny is not the right word here, and I'm not sure what it means. This is a box grater, so I don't know how you would fit a box grater into a small drawer. But you get the idea. It's just not well written. It does not include the information in a way that it's easy to understand. You don't want your site visitors, your page visitors, to have to go back and read it a couple of times trying to figure out what you're talking about. Once you've gotten your title and your bullets, then it's time to move on to the product description section. And this is one of the best pieces of advice I can give you when it comes to writing product descriptions. Help your customers imagine the experience of using your product. Highlight whatever makes your product different or better than all the others on Amazon. Maybe it's in a bundle. Like we said a minute ago, perhaps there are other uses that people don't think of regularly that you can use this for. For example, I was purchasing a set of plastic freezer bins probably a month or two ago, and as I'm reading through the information in the product description, they started talking about not only using them in the freezer, but using them in the refrigerator, putting them in your kitchen cabinets, which I never thought about, using them underneath the bathroom sink, and I thought, wow, there were 2 or 3 things in this set that I didn't really think I would have a use for until I read that. And I immediately thought, well, okay, you know, the first 3 could go in my freezer, and then these 2 could go in the kitchen cabinet, and this one could go under the bathroom sink, and then I'm using them all. So it made a big difference. You want to help shoppers imagine the experience of using your product. Think about infomercials. If you've ever watched infomercials on TV, you see them standing there using the product and demoing the product in front of you live. And it shows lots of different ways for people to use it. And they're talking about it as if you already own the product. So when you're using your Shark, your new pet-friendly Shark vacuum to get the pet fur off your favorite recliner, that's also Fido's favorite recliner, then this, that, and the other. And it goes through and gives you specific examples of using a product in your own home, and that goes a long way. This is what Amazon has to say, and I agree 100%. This is from the jewelry category style guide. When you describe your product, you might want to include some key features listed in your feature bullets. However, go beyond a simple and to-the-point description. Well-written product descriptions help the customer imagine the experience of owning or handling your product. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. What would they want to feel, touch, or ask? Incorporating information about the feel, usage, and benefits of the products can fire your customer's imagination. This is as close as you can come to creating an in-store experience, and I completely and totally agree. When I was buying the plastic freezer bins, if the person had not put in the product description about the other uses, I probably would have bought somebody else's set. So that much information completely swayed me to purchase a product that I otherwise would not have purchased. Here's a good example. And I'm not going to read all of this to you, but I do want to point out some things here. Embrace pure luxury with this stunning platinum diamond solitaire pendant. A single round diamond, 1 carat, is cradled in a 4-pronged platinum setting beneath a traditional split bail and showcased on an 18-inch wheat chain finished with a lobster claw clasp. Do you see how much detail this is? And look at the adjectives and the verbs that they've used here. Showcased, not just and hung from an 18-inch chain. It's showcased on an 18-inch wheat chain finished with a lobster claw clasp. So everything about this is purposeful and meaningful. In fact, if you go to marketingwords.com/blog, that's my blog at Marketing Words, marketingwords.com/blog, and you type in the search section, super verbs or super adjectives, I have blog posts that go into a great deal of detail about this, and you may want to read those at your leisure. Let me put that. I'm taking just a minute to put the link into the chat box, marketingwords.com/blog, and that will make it easy for you to just click over. So I've added that to the chat box, marketingwords.com/blog, and you can go there at your leisure and look for super verbs and super adjectives, and you'll find a lot of additional information about doing this. So back to our little friend who has the not so good grater. Your small kitchen needs one big but compact gadget that would substitute for what cannot fit in it. I have no idea what that means. Your small kitchen needs one big but compact. That's an oxymoron. How can it be big and compact? That would substitute for what cannot fit in it. First of all, this is not a question. This is a statement, so it shouldn't have a question mark at the end. But I don't know what that means. Small but big but compact gadget that would substitute for what cannot fit in it. This is the grater and slicer. Then this grater and slicer is a must-have for you. It goes on to repeat almost identically what was in the bullet points instead of going into more detail. You have up to 2,000 characters in the description. You can include a lot of useful information to help sway your customers in your product description. I do not recommend that you simply rewrite what you had in your bullets. I think that's a waste of space. So when you have all of your ideas for your copy, you need to reinforce those with keywords. Tip number 10 is understand what is going to get you into trouble when it comes to keywords. And Amazon says they do not approve of inaccurate or misleading information in the search terms, and this includes competitor brand names. So if you are selling a knockoff of what's it called, Amapay, the pedicure, motorized pedicure tools, you cannot legally use Amapay in your search terms because it is a competitor's brand name. Providing misleading or irrelevant information is against Amazon's policy, and your listing will be removed and your account will be suspended. Now granted, as we said, Amazon does not do a very good job of policing their own policies, but just the threat of them saying your account will be removed and suspended, or your listing removed and your account suspended, would be enough for me not to want to put those types of information in the search terms. Don't use subjective claims or temporary terms. Amazon says that includes new, on sale, available now, amazing, best, good quality, and other terms such as those. So if you have those in your search terms, in your generic keywords currently, you want to take those out. Tip number 11, know that keywords are merely suggestions. Amazon is not obligated to use what you include in the back-end search terms. This is what Amazon says. We reserve the right to not use all supplied keywords for retrieving products. Reasons for not using all keywords may include, but are not limited to, search computational efficiency, potential manipulation, irrelevant search terms, and offensive or illegal terms. So with only 250 bytes / 250 characters of search terms, generic keywords, you don't want to waste time on things that Amazon may say that's irrelevant, that's illegal, that seems like it might be an attempt at manipulation, and they ignore them. That's a waste of space, and you end up shooting yourself in the foot. And lastly, tip number 12, look for ideas for search terms in all of these different places. I've got 14 places here that you can use to find ideas for search terms. Amazon.com itself, using the search suggestions at the top. Look at the left side category navigation bar. After you type in desktop calculator, look on the left side. You get a lot of great information on the left side when you type in those particular search terms. So check that out and see if you get ideas. Merchant words, not to be confused with marketing words. Merchantwords.com is an Amazon keyword research tool that we love at Marketing Words. SEO Chat has a free Amazon keyword research tool that will not give you search volume, but it will give you ideas. Merchant Words will give you search volume. Legitimate alternative spellings, synonyms and synonyms and more synonyms and more synonyms. People just simply do not call everything by the same name all the time. Look at USB drives, USB stick, thumb drive, mini external storage. There are probably 24 different names for USB drives, USB sticks, all sorts of different things. So most of the time there are lots of synonyms, mobile versus cellular versus wireless, etc. We have run into some where there just absolutely were no synonyms, but most of the time you'll find several. You can possibly include product features. Look at the keywords you're researching and see if people are looking for leak-proof or plush, odor-free, things of that nature. Those could potentially make good search terms. Considering who it's for, who the target audience is, adults or kids or seniors, graduates, moms, dads, toddlers, whoever. Different colors could possibly make good search terms. The materials, leather, stainless steel, what have you, different flavors, gift occasions. I would not just shove a lot of gift keywords into your back-end terms, but if it legitimately would make a good birthday gift for a mom or a good gift for coffee lovers or something to that effect, then you could put those in. Some broad associations, perhaps you would also include computer accessories if you're talking about a USB thumb drive or something to that effect, or computer gadgets, computer storage. Those are a little bit broader. You do want to still, if it makes sense to say that, they can be broad, but they still need to be relevant. You know, you wouldn't make it some term that is so broad that it has no relation to a USB thumb drive anymore. And then the uses. Oftentimes, if you research keywords for your product, the uses of that product may come into play. Hiking, washing cars, storage devices, or things of that nature. So all of these give you many, many, many good places to research relevant and highly targeted keywords and key phrases that you can use in your titles, your bullets, and your description. That's a lot of information for you there. And I hope that you have gotten a lot out of this presentation. I am happy to take your questions if you have any to put into the question box on the right side of your screen. What you don't know is that all of the information here was taken from my Amazon Product Description Bootcamp. This is a 4-session video series that was just recorded a couple of months ago, so it is completely up to date. But the bootcamp is going to show you, because since it's a video series, you actually watch me walk through the latest algorithm changes that impact search term use in your copy, how to find those little keyword gems that drive just the right traffic to your listings, how to evaluate your keywords after you've done research so you can decide which ones are the real winners and which ones you're better off not using. The #1 mistake most sellers make with their titles, how to quickly get shoppers to envision themselves using and loving your products, making the biggest benefits of your products immediately clear so that people understand them, an easy way to determine whether the changes that you make to your listings are actually doing any good or not. We go into a lot of stuff that we didn't have time to cover here, such as Amazon Mobile. We briefly mentioned that the titles are different. They're viewed differently, they show up differently, but it's also true with the bullets in the description. They look different, they're in different places, and all of this throws sellers for a loop, but I can show you how to actually take advantage of those differences. And what to do if your new product doesn't quite get the results you want. There are lots of ways that you can ensure that your products keep on selling and selling and selling long term, and I go into those in the Amazon Product Description Bootcamp as well. I hope you've gotten a lot out of this free webinar training and that it's given you some great ideas to use in your product listings so that you can create new ones or tweak some that you have that are existing that maybe aren't doing as good as you want them to. Would love to see you in our private Facebook group, which you also get access to with your Amazon Product Description Bootcamp purchase.